Hello, my friends. Welcome in or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to giving you your messages today. My name is Amanda, and today we have 3 soul paths with unique messages from Spirit regarding how to align to your inner compass. This reading is going to be for those who are feeling a little lost or misaligned when it comes to their values, their beliefs, even their timeline that they're on, and wanting to manifest something bigger or greater, maybe even tapping into their higher self or a deeper wisdom within them. So we will look at some things to help you align to that a little bit and cultivate a greater self-awareness and understanding so that you can see the changes that you need to make and the actions that you can take in order to find a little bit more of yourself and align to that inner compass or guidance a little bit more. This reading was divinely guided from Spirit when I pulled a card from an oracle deck that I have, so hopefully this message aligns and resonates with you. Remember to take what messages are aligning and confirming for you and kindly leave the rest. These readings are also timeless, so whenever you find it, there will be something here to help guide you. So if you're ready to get into it, you can find the timestamp for your reading in the description box or pinned comment section. However, if you'd like me to introduce you to the soul paths, let me do that now. For soul path 1, we have Ponder with the Rider-Waite stone. For soul path 2, we have Reflect with the red selenite stone. And for soul path 3, we have Closure with the blue calcite stone. So use your intuition to choose the soul path that is calling to you the most. Then click on the timestamp for your reading in the description box or pinned comments, and we will see you over there. Hello, Soul Path 1. Welcome to your reading. So you chose Ponder with the Rider-Waite stone, and Rider-Waite helps with negative energy and help you step into a joyful, more positive frame of mind. And this reminds me, or this Ponder card, is this feeling of jumping into a new set of emotions, a new pool to swim around in. This is movement. This is deep emotion, deep feeling, deep intuition, and following that, regardless of whether or not you know where you're going. So I think to help the initial messages that I'm getting for this, in order for you to align to your inner compass, is to follow your intuition and your feelings a little bit more. So if something is feeling a little bit off, that is just a prompt for you to ask more questions and to dive a little deeper into why you feel that way. So is it something from the past that is triggering this? Is it something from the situation that you're not feeling really good about that you can't quite put your finger on? And I feel like to ponder that a little bit more, to think about those things just a little bit more, I feel will really help align you to maybe activate some kind of light within you or some kind of knowledge, untapped knowledge, and move you to the place that you want to go. And when we speak to inner compass, it's a bit broad, it's a bit vague, but basically it's to align to the things that you will find joyful, that you will find really fulfilling, and that you will find enriching. It may not be easy a lot of the times, and that's not to say that just because it's joyful and enriching and happy that it's going to be easy. A lot of the times, these are goldfish, but when we think about salmon swimming upstream, there's a reward at the end of going home, of being able to reproduce, but the pathway to get there isn't necessarily an easy one. So to be ready for that, I don't want to say ready for that fight, but there is a bit of a readiness there that is required, a willingness and effort that may be required to get there. But at least if we can align ourselves, then we're almost halfway there. And that there's no question as to what that looks like, where we're going. just as long as there's that awareness that comes to mind that we're sort of on our way. So let's just get an opening oracle card, just to see how that might align with this opening card that you chose, or this soul path card you chose. For soul path 1. So emotional loss. This is can be a very emotional loss card. This is a sorrowful energy. This is something that what was once loved has been lost. Maybe unexpectedly, maybe you saw something coming, but within this space, this experience will help you grow in the long term. It will help you move emotions that may have been stagnant for some time, and might even align you through the exploration of these emotions, might even align you to the things that will bring you a little more joy, a little more fulfillment. So, for example, when someone passes, that is often a trigger for us to look within ourselves and look at our life to see if we're actually aligned, because it really gives us the impression and the feeling that life is short and it cannot be wasted doing things that are hurtful or painful or waste our time, energy, money, resources, etc. So I feel like whatever you might be experiencing, maybe at this time, the current energy around you is that there is something that you feel you have lost, something that you may have loved, may have enjoyed, and maybe you feel like you'll never get it back again. But I almost wonder if this is getting you to look a little bit deeper within that, to see if there is something within that that can that you can ponder that will maybe open up or activate something grander or something that is a little more fulfilling. Because what if you can go from good to great? Or what if you can go from okay to good? This feels like a little bit of leveling up. But again, we talked about at the beginning, not without some challenges. So I feel like this is a rite of passage, if you will, in order to officially let something go, to really open your emotional body up, to align to something, to discover something, to take action on something. I'm actually going to do this. I think we're going to have a bit more room for the cards. Okay, so let's take a deeper dive with the tarot as to what this is all about. We're going to look at you and your desires. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles in the upright. This tells me that you are somebody who is looking for possibly a new job, to start a new financial endeavor. Maybe you are looking at the things that you value in life and you want to start really paring down or simplifying something in your life. And maybe this emotional loss is a trigger to that. There's a very pondering energy in all three cards. This figure almost has the same look on their face as the page here. But this is very youthful energy, and you could be at the very early stages of this process. So just because you're not where you want to be doesn't mean you're not going to get there. I feel you're a very resourceful person, and you can kind of take something and turn it into gold. You're also not afraid of the work that is required to get you to a different place, maybe to an improved place or a better place. And I think you are really looking into those emotions and those feelings to be able to help direct you, because you could be very grounded in what's happening around me, what's happening in my environment. Let's be really practical with things. But I feel that there's a bit of a switch here where your inner compass isn't just about the practical and the responsible and the logical, but it's also about integrating that emotional body, looking at some of the things that you feel you've lost in the past, or maybe in your current situation. And what is that really highlighting for you? Is it something that you need more of in your life? Is there something that you need to explore a little further or a little deeper in order to find answers, in order to find a little more beyond your day-to-day or beyond your current experiences? So let's look at Soul Path 1 and their strength. So we have the Seven of Cups in the reverse, which I feel you're a person that is really good at knowing what's best and is maybe really good at compartmentalizing your emotions, which is maybe why you can really drive forward and drive beyond your current circumstances. And I don't want to say have it not affect you, but you can feel the feelings and still move on or function or kind of rise above those emotions and not feel so overwhelmed. Although in this moment, there could be a sense of overwhelm. And so, yeah, I feel that you're really good at also prioritizing your feelings and knowing which one or which ones are needed to be addressed, needed to be released. So I don't really get the sense that whatever this emotional loss is going to keep you stuck in the mud. I feel like this is something that you're moving through very gracefully, very consciously, with great awareness. And you're moving through it, hopefully without a lot of judgment, because there's a sense that you've been here before. So you kind of know the emotional process, the practical approach. And I think with that, with knowing which emotions are most important, which emotions have value to you, and which emotions are kind of indicating that certain things need to change, that is the strength that you have will be able to help with moving forward, moving on, and integrating or implementing a little more of that self-awareness and align to your values a little bit more. So let's get into some blocks or challenges on aligning to your inner compass. So it's a give and take. It's an ebb and flow. We've got the Six of Pentacles here. And with the Six of Pentacles, there is a sense that you could be a person who doesn't receive well, in a sense where you like to take care of other people, you like to put your time, energy, efforts, and resources towards helping others. There is a feeling that you're a giving person, so you could loan money, you could donate your money, donate your time. But I feel like this could also be a little bit of a block or a challenge for you to receive when things are low for you, when you are in need of help. And especially in context of possible grief or sadness, there's almost a feeling that you need to allow people to help you in the same way that you've helped others. So there's an openness, and to not maybe make decisions all on your own, or to feel like you have to do everything on your own. There should be an equal give and take. So this might be something that you need to learn a little more if you're not already really good at this, but this is coming up in the block and challenge area of your life. So I feel like you're a really good giver, but you're not so much a great taker. So receiving help or asking for help might feel really uncomfortable for you. So there's almost a pondering of why you feel you have to move through difficulty in isolation or on your own or not without much help. There's a sense that you have to prop yourself up, compartmentalize the things that you're feeling so that you can forge ahead. That's a great thing in certain circumstances, but don't forget that you are human as well, and you need just as much love and support as you give to others. So I think by allowing certain people to help you, to be helped, to ask for help, will really open things up for you, and will also really align you to the things that you find value in when it comes to giving to others. You will be offering that same benefit, that same gift, when you allow others to help you. And that can be a lot of, that is almost a feeling that some people get of, I get to love you then the same way that you love me, is through acts of service, through acts of kindness, to be able to help you in hard times. So allowing others to help you in that way makes them feel valuable and makes them feel loved, just like how you feel when you give to others. So let's look at how to align a little more to Soul Path 1. 10 of Cups in reverse. And I'm just looking at the bottom of the deck, which is the Five of Cups in reverse, which is the same energy as this emotional loss. So I think that if you don't see yourself moving through this, you will move through it. And I think how to align yourself a little bit more is to lean on people and experiences that help elevate you, that help lift you up. And to, again, not solely rely on you to do all of the heavy lifting for yourself and others. I feel that you're just a very giving person, a very loving person, a nurturing person, but there is a block to receiving that energy for yourself. So there's almost a sense here that you feel that that is a weakness. And I'm here to say that it will make you feel so much more open-hearted and so much more loving and connected to the people in your life when you are willing to be a little vulnerable and share how you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and what you need in certain moments. And again, I feel like this is the start of that journey. And I feel that part of this, going back to the very beginning, is thinking about that, pondering what that looks like. And I think it has a lot to do with your emotions. All of your emotional cards, with the exception of these two, are in the reverse. So there is a block in your emotional body where you're afraid to be vulnerable. You're afraid to open up a little bit. And there could be a fear there. You want to be the person that is stable for others, that offers a sense of security and comfort, and you feel like you have to do that. You have to be that one. But I feel like the more connected and vulnerable you can be with the support network that you trust in your life, you will have such deeper connections, not only with them, but with yourself. You will feel more emotionally supported. You will feel rejuvenated, refreshed. I'm hearing refilled. So your cup will be refilled because you're such a giver that you give until the last drop. So I feel like to align to whatever it is you're trying to align to is to open up that emotional body a little bit, little by little. And with the Page of Pentacles, this is very slow-moving energy. So this doesn't mean that you have to do this fast, and it doesn't mean that you have to do it all in a day. You can take your time, you can do little by little, but right now, I feel like Spirit is trying to get you to connect with that first, to bring awareness to that emotional body, that emotional need that you might have that you may not be getting at this time. But I do feel a sense of this particular period of your life coming to an end, even though you might currently be in the thick of it. So let's get some clarifiers and get any further advice or insights. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, so Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is you trying to manage everything, and it may not be sustainable. You may have been juggling some things for an extended period of time, and you're feeling like this isn't sustainable and that you can't go on any longer, that maybe you have to get some help, or maybe you have to make difficult choices in order to balance the scales a little bit. I don't think you're wrong there. It is coming back to a singular focus on what's most important. What is the most important thing that I need at this time? And to start taking action towards that. Because here I feel it's a balance, or you're trying to balance your needs and wants and desires and other people's needs and wants and desires and helping them. And you're ping-ponging back and forth. But it's draining you to some degree, I feel, emotionally. And even though you have great joy in doing this, this is part of your, I feel, spiritual DNA, where you are meant to help, don't forget that you need to refill your cup. You need to regenerate yourself, to rejuvenate yourself, and to feel joyful. And it's okay. It's not selfish to feel joyful. It's not selfish to feel happy and fulfilled. I think you can do both. You just can't do both at the same time. So Seven of Cups in reverse. Seven of Cups in reverse for Soul Path 1. And this is speaking to strengths for Soul Path 1. Thank you. Oh, well, here you are. Your strength, the King of Pentacles. Yes. I think this is just clarifying everything we just said. You are somebody who is very stable, secure, offers people comfort. You take great pride in that. You work really hard in being able to do that. But there is a desire here for maybe lifting the burdens a little bit, to not have to do it all, to not have to be the only one to do the heavy lifting for others and yourself. This is about focusing on you for a moment to figure out where the holes in your bucket are and to take action to fill that up. But I feel you've done a really beautiful job of creating stability for yourself, which in turn creates stability for others. But I feel it came at a little bit of a cost. I'm hearing spirits telling me it came at a cost. And it could be because of this compartmentalized feelings where it's like, no, we have to forge ahead. We have to do what we need to do. We have to support the family or the employees or whoever that external network is that you're trying to support and keep, I want to say elevated or keep supported. But in the meantime, you are faltering to some degree. And so maybe this emotional loss isn't something that is apparent where you've let something go or somebody has passed and you're now moving through that grief. Maybe you are afraid of losing something emotionally. If you were to turn the mirror back onto yourself for a moment, to offer yourself comfort, stability, joy, fulfillment for yourself, and you don't want to lose maybe that feeling of being helpful, or maybe that identity of being somebody who's always going to be there. Maybe this emotional loss is you feeling emotionally lost, or emotionally empty, or strained, or drained to some degree. So you've lost some emotional connection, or maybe even some feelings along the way, because you've given so much. So I definitely explore that a little bit. Okay. So, yeah, interesting, Spirit. Thank you. 5 of Pentacles, coming up with the 6 of Pentacles. Again, clarifying this idea of you having to do everything alone, or you being the one and only person to support others and to be that support, that go-to. You could be a counselor, you could be a therapist, you could be a social worker. I'm getting this could be part of your job. Maybe you are aspiring for maybe a different position. But I feel like you have to bring that balance back into the fold, because this 5 of Pentacles just clarifies that there's a sense of isolation, maybe a sense of fear that if you stop giving, that you will lose some sense of purpose or some sense of balance or identity. There is a lack. So maybe you won't know what to do with yourself when you start receiving in the way that you've been giving. And maybe there is, I want to say, a bit of a pocket to fill. There is a void here that if you stop externally giving, what does that mean for me as a person? What is it? What kind of value can I be for people? And so this isn't to say that you can't be that person. Aligning to your inner compass is finding a better balance and to bring self-awareness and understanding to who you are as a person and how can you create and align to something that is really going to fulfill you in every aspect of your life. So there could be a fear of what you might lose if you maybe receive in the same way you give. Do you feel that is selfish? Do you feel like other people might think you're selfish? Do you feel like, I'm hearing, the bottom will fall out, especially if you are someone who has made some kind of monetary gain from your efforts and from your business or your career? Are you afraid that you'll lose money, or you will lose some kind of resource if you stop doing what you're doing in the way that you've been doing it? So let's look at the 10 of Cups. There we go. The Knight of Cups in the upright. So this is, again, being a little bit vulnerable and accepting offers when you receive them. Saying thank you when somebody gives you a compliment, rather than trying to put yourself down or minimize how handsome or beautiful you might look. Allow people to compliment you. Allow people to offer a helping hand or a shoulder to cry on. This, I feel, is something that you might be feeling in your life, of people around you trying to help, trying to assist, trying to offer you gifts even, share compliments. So it's about not shutting that out, but instead to slowly allow that a little bit each day. And let's just say for some of you, you don't have that network of support where there are people offering you gifts or compliments or lovely things. Then how can you do that for yourself? So let's get a couple of oracle cards to end your reading, and we'll take a look at where this is taking you. Your inner compass. Where's your inner compass taking you? This might be quite difficult for you to do what we talked about here today, so be gentle and patient with yourself. What is this aligning you to? Yeah, it's a journey. Wandering path. So this could be a journey that is unexplored. Interesting. I'm just seeing the compass there. I want to get another card from another deck because I'm being told another deck. And I want to know where this is taking you. So I think Spirit is just confirming with this card that this is a journey. It's not a destination. This is just an ongoing process. And it will, your inner compass will lead you somewhere. There's a new path here. There's a map that maybe you can dive into intuitively, emotionally. But I want to know, Spirit, where is this taking you? Okay, interesting. Travel keeps coming up, and there's another compass there. One more, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, so another journey card. Okay, I thought this would be a different message, but isn't that interesting? I expected a different message, and I got something that I didn't expect. And I almost wonder if that is part of this journey, is that you're going to get something that you don't expect. But first you have to learn how to receive. And this is not only going to be a journey that maybe will have you wandering a little bit, but I think it's going to take you to new places. This isn't about a destination. This is about exploring, having new experiences, exploring new horizons in a different way than you've done in the past. So we have Traveler, move in a new direction. So I think this is just encouraging you to allow things to move in a new way. Allow yourself to be open to this new journey. There's an open-heartedness of, okay, I'm going to allow now. And that could be really uncomfortable, which is why it's a journey. It's not something that you can turn on and snap a finger and have it be done. This is an ongoing journey to that. And I cannot believe we've got compasses and maps and compasses and maps and journey and travel and more journey. This is definitely an exploration and somewhere new. But I think you start with pondering kind of where you are currently in your situation and what you feel may need to change. What is the journey that you're looking to explore? Where is it that you want to go? Because I feel this is going to require an open-heartedness, a vulnerability on your part. And so Spirit is trying to get you to explore that a little bit more right now in order for you to move somewhere new, maybe even travel, opening yourself up to travel in the literal sense. So the dream and journey, this is about journeying inwards to uncover insights and information that will be important for your path. And when you discover what is in that journey, the journey of discovery, the journey of your emotional body. Follow the guidance. I don't have a destination of where you're going, and maybe that is why Spirit's being a little cheeky right now, is because you're not supposed to know. You're supposed to move in this journey with an open heart and open mind, and to ponder everything along the way and follow the guidance that you hear. And I feel like this is an inner vision that you have that may be undiscovered currently, or may be sitting in the depths right now that has not come to your awareness. So in order for you to bring that to the surface, you have to bring a little more focus to this journey and to start opening yourself up to that. And I feel that whatever has been coming up in your dreams, or maybe a sense of what you're feeling, like you need to do something new or different, this isn't imagination, but it's guidance from your heart, particularly if it's being repeated. So it's about believing in your dreams, knowing that they can come true. It's just about opening yourself up to that possibility. So my dear Soul Path 1, this is what I have for you. I hope you found some clarity and guidance. Personal readings are available on my website. You can find the link for that in the description box. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the red selenite stone with the reflect card. And with red selenite, this connects you to a higher wisdom, whether you are currently connected to or need to connect to a higher wisdom. You can do a little bit more research on that to get some further messages there. But I feel like you're reflecting on how you can connect in with a higher guidance. Could be a higher self, your inner guidance, which is really interesting. We are talking about aligning to your inner compass, so that could be that higher self within you, or it could be a specific pathway. To be honest, I wasn't quite sure where this topic was going. Spirit suggested it, so I am here for the ride. But I feel like you might be really aware that whatever is within you is reflected in the external world. And obviously there are certain circumstances where that does not apply. There are certain things that are within and without our control. So I feel like you're really aware that a lot of things in life start with self. So you really want to tap into that higher power, that higher knowing, that inner guidance system, so that you can align to maybe a path that's more authentic, to maybe express yourself a little more authentically. But I feel at this time you're really kind of looking at self, looking at the things that you might need to change in order to align with that higher self, that new timeline I'm hearing. So the reflection is sort of a step one to that. Let's get some opening energy. I just want to thank you all in advance for those who watch my readings and watch them all the way through and tolerate the ads that pop up. I know they're not the greatest, but it's a great energy exchange for these free readings, and it helps my channel grow. So thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Okay, Soul Path 1 got this. And there's an emotional loss here that you could be moving through. This could also be a fear of what you might be losing, what you might have to grieve, especially if you are attuning to a higher timeline or a wiser self, or making moves that are divinely guided. That can be a really scary thing, because things could potentially change to a great degree. When we do that, we realize that maybe we are out of alignment in a lot of areas in our life, and we come to this awareness or realization that, okay, I have to change my job, I have to change where I live, I'm not living in alignment. So I feel like the first step to this is the reflection on the emotional energy that you are embodying right now. And I'm not sure I mentioned Soul Path 1 got this card as well. There is hope. So do not fear this particular moment, because this is kind of a trial to, or trial test tribulation, I don't want to say trial by fire, but this is through this experience, it's going to open up a new gateway. I feel like a lot of the collective is really exploring their emotions at this time and releasing a lot at this time, which is maybe why this came up in Soul Path 1 as well, is because there is a lot to release before you move on. 5 is that energy of tension where things get difficult so that we are challenged in certain areas so that we can test ourselves and reaffirm what it is that we want, what it is that we need. So I feel like this emotional expansion or emotional moment that you might be moving through or feeling is natural for maybe the exploration that you're doing, the reflection that you're doing. Maybe you've come to realize something from your past. I'm getting a lot of past energy from this, where you feel something got lost. And so now you're grieving that loss because you didn't know that you had lost it until now because of that reflection. So it's like now you have the emotional space and the awareness to bring attention to that and honor those feelings, honor that experience, and honor what you did lose in that process. So let's take a look at you and your desires currently. Where is it that you want to go? Okay, you definitely want to create something new. But as I mentioned in Soul Path 1, you might be coming from Soul Path 1. You might find interest in Soul Path 1. Sometimes the changes that we need to make in order to get to that alignment, to that joy, to that happiness, is not going to be easy. It's like fish swimming upstream to get to their spawning grounds, their home. And it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time, and they overcome a lot of obstacles to get there. So while there's promise of joy and hope and happiness and fulfillment, there might be some obstacles to overcome. I feel like you do want to have I don't want to say a new life, but I feel there's a lot of things in your life that you want to make changes with, or you want to manifest something new in addition to what you have in your current life. There's a feeling that I want to bring what is in my imagination, what is within my dreams, what is within the higher self, the realms, the inner wisdom. I want to bring that into reality. So you're almost in this moment of manifestation where you're thinking about, you're manifesting, you are trying to figure out ways to do that. Maybe you're reading a lot of things about manifestation at this time. But what I feel is that in order for you to create that manifestation, it has to be created from a new emotional space or a new, if it's not emotional, we'll get more cards, but a new space. I just want to say a new space because a new space can be anything from new emotions to new ways of thinking, maybe a new approach. But I feel like whatever you want to create, especially if it's in a different timeline or from your higher self, you have to create from a space of that higher self. If that makes any sense. I feel like I'm not making sense. But let's continue and let's see if it comes to me. Let's look at your strengths currently. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 7 of Cups and it is in the upright. So Soul Path 1 got this, but it was in the reverse and it was in the same position. So I feel like your strength is that you have a lot of options. And I mean, this could be a strength and a possible block or a challenge, because when there's so many options, you don't really know what to choose. And so there could be this overwhelm that's happening. But the strength is that I feel you have a really deep understanding of how you feel within certain situations, or if certain situations were to come true. Maybe you are really good at connecting in with your dreams or seeing through the illusion of those choices and what they might have to offer or promise. So there's a discernment coming through here where you're really discerning about the things that are in front of you, the people, the places, the experiences, and you're able to really bring awareness to, especially emotional awareness, to be able to discern what will get me to where I want to go and what feels right at this time. But to me, this also feels like a lot of options, like you have a lot to choose from, so there's a bit of overwhelm here. So I'm almost getting like you need to step back in order to move forward. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Hermit came out or the Seven of Pentacles. But there, again, there's something that needs to be processed and overcome from an emotional standpoint for you to be able to manifest from a new set of beliefs, a new set of feelings that is not rooted in your past experiences. Okay, let's look at some blocks. Thank you. Queen of Cups, there's an overwhelm here, for sure. Queen of Cups, so there's an overwhelm of emotion here, maybe even fear of being vulnerable. That was a little bit a part of Soul Path 1 as well. But there's also an emotional dysregulation here, which could be because of maybe something emotional that you're experiencing in your current reality, or what you are letting go or releasing. The Queen of Cups could be that release that you're experiencing right now, or maybe feeling like your dreams will never come true. But I think Spirit is trying to say that in order to align to that higher timeline, to your higher self, you cannot operate in an old way. And whatever that way is, that could be old beliefs, old values, old patterns, old ways of thinking, old ways of feeling. There's something in the emotional realm that needs to be released here in order to start creating and manifesting from that new space. It could be a vulnerability. You need to open up a little bit more to people that you trust, especially at first. As you develop or strengthen that discernment, you might even need to relieve some pressure on yourself to make choices at this time until you've moved through this emotional energy. Because this almost makes me feel like you have a hard time saying no. So you say yes to everything and then realize later it wasn't the right thing and I should have listened to my intuition. So I feel like that's part of this message here with the Queen of Cups, is listening to that intuition a little bit more, strengthening that intuition, trusting that intuition, and not overwhelming yourself with trying to fulfill, I want to say every single need, but that's not the right word. It's not every single need. Trying to fulfill all of these obligations. Do you need to fulfill all of these obligations? So I'm getting that you're spread really thin, emotionally speaking, to try to fulfill everything and maybe do everything for everyone. But that doesn't leave you much for this manifestation. So again, it's interesting that similar messages coming out here. And when your cup is not full, when you are feeling drained, you cannot give to the things that you dream about, to your manifestations, to maybe others. So in Soul Path 1, it was about giving to others and not being able to give to yourself. Whereas this one, I feel that you're giving to others and you have no energy for the things for yourself. I don't know if that's the same message. It feels different though. It feels different. I feel like they were aligned with their dream, but you're moving towards a dream. And in order for you to do that, you have to be emotionally available. Interesting. Okay. Let's get some advice. Oh my goodness. Spirit, you're so funny. Oh my goodness. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So this was also in Soul Path 1, but it was at the beginning and it was in the upright. So again, I think Spirit's playing with me tonight. Page of Pentacles in reverse. The advice is to go really slow here and to not be afraid to focus your efforts into that new job, that new way of expressing yourself, that new value or belief that you have now come to discover. Invest in yourself. I'm hearing invest in yourself. don't feel that it's selfish, because whatever investment you make in yourself is going to level you up. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you see beyond the distractions that are preventing you from moving beyond where you are. And I say that not to infer that you are stuck, although you could be, but I feel like you want to go after something big here. And I feel it is in alignment with your higher self, or that new timeline. In order to move to a new timeline, we have to embody that higher self. We have to embody that wisdom that shuts down those old beliefs that keep us in the same space. Mental space, emotional space, physical space. And King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, which was also in Soul Path 1 in a different position. This is about stepping into an abundance. Stepping into not only abundance, but having your values and beliefs move you towards abundance. And that could be good health. That could be money in the bank. That could be being in a nice home, sharing it with family and friends, being able to have enough so that you can share with others. Could be experiences as well. This could be a new business opportunity that you are afraid to embark on because you feel you might not have the skill. You maybe don't feel worthy enough to take this and commit to it in the long term. But I feel that there's some suppressed emotion, or maybe a suppressed dream here, that you're trying to manifest, trying to create. And I think you have what it takes to do so. It's just giving yourself almost permission to do that. Being okay with having the abundance that you're seeking. Not settling for less. You might be at the beginning stages, but eventually, if you decide to align to this, whatever this is, and make whatever changes Spirit is suggesting here, that you will find abundance in the way that you want. And I think it's going to be more than you expect. Okay, and interesting, the Fool's on the bottom of the deck there. So, definitely some kind of, it's going to require a little bit of risk on your part. I don't know what kind of risk. It could be an emotional risk of that vulnerability, of being open-hearted, being a little more discerning, saying no to more things. That could be really uncomfortable and can be a little risky. It could be not having fear about this new focus, this new job, this new business, and taking things one step at a time, continuing to align yourself with that manifestation. But it will be an adventure. And you might move through some grief in that process because you're leaving behind certain things. An old you that maybe you grew comfortable with. Maybe a job that you have to leave for potentially an unknown. So we have the Strength card in the reverse position. And these are both sunny cards, beautiful. And interesting that they both have the infinity symbol above their head. So this definitely is going to take a bit of time and maybe wrestling with some inner beliefs, maybe even some insecurity, maybe having confidence in your leadership ability and the compassion and strength that you have within you. That could be the missing element here, is that you don't feel or you don't have the confidence in knowing that you can do this. And maybe you feel a little, I don't want to say pushed down, but your confidence is not where you want it to be. And it's not because you don't have it, it's because maybe external circumstances, people around you, experiences, has maybe reflected something different to you. But it's about having compassion and grace when you are trying to control these automatic responses or automatic thinking that happens in moments where you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. When you are pushing to that new timeline, there could be some insecurity or a lack of confidence that comes up. Maybe you feel you don't have the endurance to take this and run with it. because it will take time, it will take effort, it might even take an investment on your part. But what are you willing to sacrifice or lose or not gain? Are you okay with not knowing where it goes and or not knowing if this will ever be successful, if you do or don't take it? The opportunity, I mean. So 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. Okay, 5 of Cups also came up. I swear, I shuffled these, and you're seeing me shuffle them on screen too. Different position again, but 5 of Cups in the reverse. And it's this similar energy here. Actually, it did come up in reverse in Soul Path 1, but it was in a different position. So I feel that by being more discerning, you will have to come to some reality that you are going to experience letting people down by saying no. You are going to miss out on opportunities that may not be aligned, and that's okay. You don't have to take every opportunity. You don't have to fulfill everyone else's needs. There's a people-pleasing energy coming through, and I think that's what you're being really challenged by at this time, is not only the people-pleasing aspect of I have to say yes to everything to be helpful, but in the meantime, my own sense of needs and wants and desires are being suppressed. But I also think that has also contributed to some kind of insecurity or lack of confidence within yourself, because there's a lack of you seeing the value in your time and energy and efforts. So it's about a little bit of gaining that control back and not allowing other people to determine when you're valuable, what your worth is. It's you determining that. And that might be a little bit of difficulty, emotional difficulty. There might be some discomfort that comes up as you start saying no to the things that aren't quite aligned. And you start to say yes to the things that are 100% yeses. Maybe some grief, maybe some sticky feelings. But I think that will really move you through that energy, is to have a little more discernment and tap into your intuition and emotions a little bit more to help give you clues as to what decision is the right decision. Queen of Cups in reverse. I will freak out if another card from Soul Path 1 comes out. And again, it's a very different, similar threads, but different, for sure. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. Spirit, thank you. Okay, so this is a wounded warrior here. I think you've done this for a really long time in terms of you trying to be everything to everybody. There's a song that's coming through, Everything to Everyone. It's a 90s song. I'm not sure who it is. I can hear the voice, but I don't know the name of the song. There might be some lyrics in there that might be of value. But the wounded warrior is this acquisition of hard work, of I've put so much effort and energy and focus into trying to put up boundaries or trying to achieve my goal, but I feel completely emotionally drained. And I've been through some things. I've been through some rough patches. I've been through some disagreements. I've been through some sticky parts already. I don't want any more. But I think this next jump or leap of faith, this leap into your new timeline, aligning to your inner compass, aka your higher self, moving towards your manifestations in a way that you've never experienced before, it's going to require a different kind of focus. It's going to require you to continue to put up and implement boundaries. And if these boundaries are not being respected and you're still feeling drained, then I would look into why. Because we can tell people until we're blue in the face, this is what I'm saying no to. But until we actually give consequences for if those boundaries are continually pushed back on. They're going to continue to push that boundary. So for example, if somebody speaks to you in a certain way, say it's a friend, and you kind of say, I don't like it when you talk to me like that, but yet they continue to do it, that is when you have to start being a little more firm to say, I don't like it when you talk to me like that, and if you continue to do so, I'm not going to spend any more time with you. You can just express how you feel and not have somebody suppress that by continuing to push that boundary. So there's consequence to treating you poorly. There's consequence to constantly disrespecting you. And you have to follow through on that. And that could be part of the emotional loss too here, is that you saying no to certain behaviors, certain actions, the way certain people are, maybe certain offers from others that don't align with where you want to go. That is going to create some grief, some discomfort, because you're doing something new. And people will be surprised when you start saying no, when you actually push back. So Page of Pentacles in reverse. And yeah, that could be very difficult. And I was just going to say there are no swords here because I was feeling some swords, some tension coming through, and here we are with the Five of Swords in reverse, clarifying the Page of Pentacles. This is avoiding drama and those people that all they want to do is cause trouble, to argue with you, to continue to push these boundaries without any respect. And again, we have another number 5. Number 5, number 5. So this is this feeling of tension. And it's that tension that brings awareness to something. That tension of, ooh, I need to address this. Or, ooh, I don't want to participate in this. This is knowing what battles to fight and stepping away from futile ones that you'll never win with the people who don't want to listen. This is the need to be heard and not being heard. Of maybe even being bullied or pushed around. And it's preventing you from maybe the confidence to pursue something new, of moving into this higher timeline, of creating the abundance that you want, the peace that you want, the health that you want. There's a little bit of judgment coming through here. That could be why the emotional loss started the reading out, is because maybe this has to be officially let go of in order for you to move on. Especially if you've created boundaries for yourself and they're not listening. Okay, but again, it's aligning with the things that you value in yourself and having that not only reflect in your actions, but also reflect in the people you surround yourself in, the situations you find yourself in. So with Soul Path 1, I got a card asking for where this is headed from this deck, and kind of gave me a little bit of a vague answer. So I went to another deck. So we're going to do the same for you. We're going to ask where this is taking you, and we'll see what Spirit has to say. Where is this new alignment to your inner compass or your inner guidance taking you? What does this journey look like? Where's Soul Path 2 headed? Where's Soul Path 2 headed? Okay, well, good things. We've got miracles here. Expect the wondrous to emerge. And to me, that is like you creating your own miracle. This is the magician energy. It's not just about rubbing the lamp and having magical powers. This is thinking about it and putting your action, your thoughts, your feelings, your time and energy, and your focus into that North Star, to that inner compass. And I think that you will be surprised at what you can accomplish and achieve. So there's a wish fulfillment coming through here. And maybe asking yourself what that wish is. Who you would have to be to make that wish come true. Who would you have to be surrounded by? What kind of day-to-day things are you doing? This is kind of the art of manifestation coming through now, which you're more than welcome to research for more information. But I think good things are going to happen when you move through this reflection energy of what needs to change and why. And when you take that action and align yourself to that inner compass. Coming back to that King of Pentacles there. Okay, so we're going to get 2 more cards to end your reading. Where are they headed? Soul Path 2. Where's Soul Path 2 headed? Oh, wow. Okay. Spirit is not messing around today. Love it. Okay, so we have the Lady. Enjoy growth and reap rewards. So this is the miraculous rewards, the growth. And that is very King of Pentacles energy here, where there's an abundant garden because you have planted the seeds, you've nourished the garden, you've helped it grow, and you've been able to reap the harvest. And apples are also a forbidden fruit. So I almost wonder if this and the judgment of others is a little forbidden. Like what you're doing is different. What you're doing is maybe even not right, but it feels so good to you. It feels so aligned to you. And Sage, be devoted and committed, which is what this King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles energy is. Even this Strength card is to be resilient and devoted to the changes that you want to seek, for the miracles and the manifestation that you want. The willingness to make the difficult decisions and commit to yourself, commit to your dreams, commit to your new timeline, and continue to realign with that. And I also get a lot of wisdom in both of these cards. There's the wisdom to plant a garden and have it fruit. There's the internal wisdom that I know what I want and I'm committing to getting that. The willingness to be willing to do the hard things, to make the hard choices along the way. Because you know in the end that wherever you end up, you will know that you have been in alignment with your values and the things that you believe. And this may even move you to a place of teaching, which is an interesting thing that's coming through. A sage not only has the knowledge, but they share that knowledge with others. This knowledge and life experience that you are gaining in this can impart incredible things to those with whom you come in contact with along the way. And this card is also about observation and becoming more aware of who you are and all of your inner workings, because that awareness can bring more clarity to your decisions. And that's exactly what this reading is about. To align to that a little bit more, to discover that, to not only bring awareness to, but then put that into action. So there could also be somebody that you can learn from too in this, whether it is somebody with a higher knowledge. So I'm getting King of Pentacles in both of these cards, the abundance and the wisdom, the alignment to the values, the devotion, the commitment. So this could be you bringing that out within yourself, or this could be you seeking that knowledge from somebody else who aligns with that energy already. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 2. I hope you found some clarity and guidance today. Personal readings are available on my website, which you can find the link for in the description box. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the closure card with the blue apatite stone. And the blue apatite stone is all about stillness, quiet, purification. It's associated with water, and it can be a stone to help you manifest or bring your manifestations into reality. And the closure card, I'm getting a few messages from this. So relating to that quietness and stillness, there's a sense of meditation or a sense of getting more sleep, getting more rest, of finding more downtime to relax and rejuvenate. I also get a sense of closure on a home. So maybe you're selling a home and you are coming to a closure on that chapter of your life. finalizing the deal. But maybe there's something else in your life that you need to put to a close that has kind of been hovering in your energetic field. This could be something that you know you've been needing to say goodbye to or let go of for a long time, but it just hasn't been the right moment. So this could be that moment where you're finding that closure. And that closure, we're talking about your inner compass, aligning to that, which could be your higher self, which could be inner guidance, could be discovering a new path. But I feel this closure could potentially, and that stillness could potentially open up something new for you, whether that is more inner wisdom or a new path to take, maybe a new chapter is beginning. Because whenever there's a closure, there's naturally new beginnings or new starts. So let's get an opening oracle card to start your reading. The World is coming through here because of that closure, that end of a significant cycle in your life. So we'll see if it comes out. And I just want to thank you in advance for all of those souls who watch my readings and watch them all the way through and tolerate the annoying ads that pop up. It's such a great energy exchange for these free readings, and it does help my channel grow, so thank you. So let's get an opening energy for Soul Path 3, please. Opening energy. And Spirit's been really funny tonight. Spirit's been playing with me a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if they get a little playful and cheeky in this one too. Okay, so you got 2. I'll keep 2 out because they clearly wanted to come out. So we have the High Priestess here, and we have the Emperor here, which is intuition and authority. This is, so let's talk about the Emperor first. This is somebody who has a lot of vision, control, really stable. And this is an energy of somebody who wants to build something of significance, who has the control over their kingdom, but not in a micromanagey kind of way. So I feel like there's a great sense of stability, a great sense of security here. This could be you, or this could be something that you're seeking. And then there's the High Priestess, which is that intuition, and not seeing things to necessarily believe them, but looking in the depths of the things that you feel, the things that you just intuitively know, and trusting that, of being that in between your higher self and your physical reality. So again, to be able to see that, to know it and believe it, and to then take action towards that, trusting that. So I feel that this energy of the Emperor and the High Priestess, of this inner knowing and this stability, this structure, this sense of, control's the wrong word, mastery, trusting, there's a huge trust coming through. But I feel that energy is going to be helpful for you if it hasn't been up to this point, but something that you can really embody. There's a confidence in both of these. There's a self-trust in both of these. And there's also a protectiveness coming through as well. So protecting what you know to be true, standing up for what you know to be true, being kind of unwavering but not inflexible, taking action to build something, to create something, taking people's opinion into consideration but not becoming so reliant on that it completely skews the vision of what you want to create and bring to life. Okay, so let's get a card for you, Soul Path 3, and your possible desires here. Okay, Page of Pentacles in the reverse position. You're at the early stages of something. And with it being in reverse, I feel like you might kind of feel like you don't have what it takes. You don't have maybe the skills or the time or the money to really take an idea or a pursuit and commit to it in the long term. Maybe you feel it's going to take too much time, or maybe you want to start doing something but there's a delay. It's so funny, Soul Path 1 and 2 both got this card in different positions, in different orientations. So I think everybody in the collective is at this point of starting something new, a new venture, something that requires a little bit of risk, something that requires you to get out of your comfort zone and try something new. But there is a sense of focus here, a sense of aligning to a specific value, if that is not already in your current energy, is to align with that inner guidance a little bit more. Because maybe there's a suppressed belief or a suppressed value that you're scared of showing the world. But this could just be delays that you're feeling in creating something, because this is very powerful energy that came out. So it's like you know this at the heart, but you can't execute it. It's like your higher power is coming through right out of the gate. And to align to your inner compass, this inner guidance, this wisdom, this higher self or higher timeline, you have to be willing to start fresh, start new, and be patient with whatever delays you might experience. So, strengths. Okay, so the moon is coming through. This is a very transformative energy. The crayfish is moving beyond what they know, the water, the emotions, and moving on to land and following a new path. So I think your strength is that you're okay with the unknowns. You're okay with the discomfort. You just want to get going already. You just want to be able to take this pentacle and run with it. But there maybe needs to be some more time spent exploring some deeper questions. Maybe even your why. And what's interesting is that this is very reflective of this closure. So maybe something needs to officially close before you can move on. Maybe a question needs to be answered or some insights need to be gained in order for you to officially step into this energy. So there's some old energy here that's hanging around. There's your conditioned beliefs of what you were taught, what you observed, and that has developed your conditioned beliefs, maybe your opinions or your values. And then there's your intuition coming through to say, but wait, that's not what we really want or really believe or really feel. So this journey of moving from what you know into the unknown is going to be quite sticky, quite uncomfortable. I don't think you're afraid of that. Maybe you have a question of, how do I do that? And I think this stillness, this maybe dreamlike state, or this moment of exploring that unknown a little bit, exploring questions that you have about who I am, where am I going, why do I want a fresh start, why do I want to go here, do this, do that. There's some surprising things that I feel are coming up for you. And I think you're not afraid to face them, but I think you have to spend time exploring that in depth a little bit. Blocks and challenges. Okay, yeah, there's a clarity here that's in the blocks and challenges position. And it's about learning something new here, about observing the world around you, observing your thoughts, of being a really good listener, and learning something from either yourself, from this internal exploration and this stillness, or from other people. It's also, too, about cutting everything out that you don't believe to be true, especially when it comes to your conditioned beliefs. Maybe defining your whys, your purpose. Why do I want to do this thing? What is my purpose? What is my mission? there seems to be an underlying need or something that hasn't been met that maybe you don't even know. And maybe that's why you're a little bit confused, because you feel it, but you have yet to understand it and fully integrate it yet. So I think that is your challenge here, to help align you to that inner compass, is to explore the darkness a little bit, to have a lot of questions, to ask a lot of questions, and to find answers, but not in a rushed way. And when you do find answers, to cut out everything that is not that. So let's look at some advice. Okay. Definitely some things in the mind that are, again, we're feeling confused. We're feeling like we don't know which direction to take. But again, this is turning away from the distractions, the things that are pulling you away from what you really want to do. Maybe these conditioned beliefs are what other people are telling you. So it's about coming back to your intuition. This is a blindfolded person here. So they can't rely on the things that they see. This person has closed eyes. They have both of these use their intuition. They're both twos. This is about making the tough decisions and trusting in that intuitive knowing. Trusting in the things that you've learned. Moving through the discomfort with that trust, with that faith. And we have the 5 of Wands at the bottom of the deck here, which is that conflict, possibly internal conflict, but also opposition. This could be opposition from others. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Who are you? You're not this person. So you could be getting a lot of external questions as well, because maybe you're making changes in your external world, making new choices. So not only do you have questions about what's going on, but other people do as well. The challenge is to stepping into your own power and, again, trusting your decision. And being okay with not necessarily being heard. You are the most important person that is leading your life. So you don't need permission from others to make new choices that align with your inner truth. So let's get some clarifiers now. What is this page of... Okay, a lot of swords here. 5 of Swords in reverse. Clarifying the Page of Pentacles. This definitely feels like this could also be inner conflict, but it could also be you not wanting to participate in the drama. Because I feel there's people in your external world who are maybe not being so kind on what you're doing, how you're doing it, the new choices that you're making, which could be causing the stalemate energy of, I don't know what to do. Because again, coming back to that conditioned belief and the intuition, they're at odds. Because the conditioned belief tells me I should do this, I should go here, I should do that. But the intuitive belief is, no, I know what I want, and I know pretty much how to get there. You know, I'll do what I need to do, take it one step at a time, but my intuition is telling me to go here. But maybe my logic and my conditioned beliefs are telling me, nah, let's not do that, it's unsafe, it's uncertain, so let's just stick to what we know. Let's just stick to the comfort zone. And that could be why this Page of Pentacles is in reverse as well, is because of this conflict. Because of the external and because of the internal. Maybe even people in your external bullying you to stick with the shoulds, with what is known. But understand that they could be suggesting this from their own limiting beliefs and their own experiences. So while they might have good intentions of keeping you safe, of protecting you, it may not be solely from that place. It might be from a place where they fear to step out of their comfort zone, or they fear they don't have enough information to feel comfortable with you doing that. But this isn't up to them. This is up to you. And maybe that's what this closure is that you finally have to cut away the noise, the distractions. and not worry so much about what others might think. This is your journey. So what is this moon? Okay, 10 of Cups in the reverse. So I feel like you've come to some kind of feeling of dissatisfaction in your life. And your strength is that you can see that. And I feel like you don't judge yourself for changes that you need to make in your life. I feel like you're really comfortable with making changes in your life because you have this authority, this power to make decisions and be really determined that, yep, this is what I need. But for some reason in this situation, maybe this is a big risk that you're taking. So a lot of people in your external world are really concerned, nervous, and maybe you're nervous too. And they're reflecting those nerves and that unknown. But I feel like where you are, I think you have come to the understanding or the realization that maybe your relationships don't feel very fulfilling. Maybe your home life doesn't feel very fulfilling. And so you're on a quest and a mission to figure that out under your own authority, under your own terms and conditions, following your intuition and trusting yourself. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you are leaving the home, although that could be for some. This could be the home that you're used to, whatever that is, the internal, emotional home, the logical home, because your intuition is calling you to move to a new pathway. So maybe this closure is the end of the home that you thought would be fulfilling but isn't. Queen of Swords in the upright. Yes. So we have Judgment here, clarifying the Queen of Swords. Your challenge is to hear this calling, this higher purpose, this higher knowing, and follow it. To not let your subconscious beliefs and those conditioned beliefs to have you believe that this is fake, or it's not real, or you're delusional, or you're wrong. Nobody knows that until you've actually experienced what it is you're being called to do. From your own experience, from your own point of view. And this is also a second chance at something. So are you willing to give yourself the second chance to be clear about what it is that you want and where it is that you want to go? And to be unrelenting in that. To have that wisdom. And to cut everything out that doesn't align with that higher calling. Now, that doesn't mean to cut out everything and everybody that doesn't align with that. This is about cutting out the beliefs and the thoughts and the drama that distracts you from that. And this could have an element of forgiveness too, to rise above whatever situation has held you back, has kept you small. This could be self-forgiveness, of I forgive myself for how I acted or the choices that I made in the past, but now I'm making a new choice to rise above and beyond, to align with my truth, and to not waver in that effort. So, Two of Swords. Let's clarify the Two of Swords. The Sun in reverse. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. That's all we need. The Sun in reverse. So I think this Two of Swords, I almost get that you feel that whatever decision you make is not going to be a good one. Because staying where you are, maybe doing what you're doing is, yeah, it's fine. It works. It's good. But it's not maybe fulfilling or satisfying. But if I choose this other thing, it's a huge unknown. Will it work out? Will it not? I don't think there's a wrong choice. And the reason why the Sun is in reverse is that maybe you're not seeing it that way. To me, this feels like a very black or white decision. And again, maybe it's the external telling you that. So it's about understanding and trusting your decision. It doesn't matter if you're wrong, because you can always make new choices in the future. So it's about taking the action and the steps and making the choices that align with where you are now and where it is you want to go, and putting that effort to make it happen, to continue to align with that truth. And this Sun too, it doesn't mean that it won't be good just because it's in reverse. It's just that you haven't seen it yet because you haven't taken that action. That action to do the thing that your intuition is telling you to do, that your good judgment is telling you to do. So it's about putting whatever it is to a close and listen to your inner self, your higher power. Okay, so, and I just, oh, interesting. Nope, that's not the card. When I split the deck, answering the call came out. So that was kind of funny. So let's see what comes out. In Soul Path 1 or 2, I asked where is this heading when you align to your inner compass, your inner guidance, your higher knowing. Where is it taking you? Spirit's been pretty roundabout in giving me direct answers, but we will see. Okay, so this is very judgment / world. Crossing bridges, it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. So lots of stuff going on there. But I feel like this is a bridge between what you don't want, you're putting a close to that chapter, and moving over to the new chapter, which is a little more aligned to maybe your soul's calling, a little more aligned to your truth and your authenticity, and that will maybe remove you from this energy of drama and tension, distractions, and really put you in a place of leadership, leading your life. Okay, so for Soul Path 3, where else is this taking them? What can they expect? Strongest, please. Okay, connect with your emotions. Water Guardian. Interesting that a bridge crosses over water to go from one land to the next, or one side of the land, one side of the water to the other. And interesting that the emotions, the cups here, are in reverse. So maybe there is a disconnect to that emotional center. Could be with others, it could be with self, that emotional home. Where is this taking them? And I kind of feel that this is a bridge. It's bridging the gap. Whatever you're doing is bridging the gap. Old self to new, unfulfillment and drama to something that's a little more joyful. Look at that. I love that. Thank you, Spirit, for confirming the Sun. And that just confirms to me that the Sun is, I think there's going to be success and happiness once you align a little bit more and discover what it is that you need to put a closure to. Connecting with your emotions and your intuition a little bit more to bring clarity to where it is that you want to go next. But I think that once you make the decision with confidence and clarity and information and knowledge and intuition, that you'll eventually move towards success and happiness, whatever that looks like. But we first have to close some kind of chapter here before we can cross that bridge. And I think you're in that process already. So it's about coming into your power, your authority, discerning what is best for you and trusting that intuition, allowing the emotions to guide you, the intuition to guide you towards whatever success and happiness is and whatever that looks like for you. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 3. I hope you found some clarity and guidance today. Personal readings are available on my website, which you can find the link for in the description box. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading.